What is up, everybody? How is everyone doing out there today? Welcome back to Wildcat MTG. And today we get our first look at Duskmourn with a Duskmourn House of Horrors collector box opening. And before we jump in, I have to say that when we got the set names for the schedule of sets that were going to be released this year at the end of last year, and I saw Duskmourn on there, and I was like, oh, it's Innistrad. I really wasn't all that excited. In fact, I was pretty like, okay, Innistrad. Honestly, the same way I was with NKM, where I was like, I feel like we're just beating Ravnica and Innistrad to death with, like, I'm good, right? And, Bloomberg I was pretty excited about. OTJ, I was like, well, that's at least interesting and different. We'll see what happens, right? Obviously, MH3, I was like, woo! But now that we've gotten to Duskmourn, and when we started hitting the Duskmourn, and I saw that it's essentially a play on modern horror, which is a movie section like that I grew up watching. And I saw all the tropes and the memes and the names for the cards and the memes. I think it's really well done. I'm very, very excited. As I mentioned, I grew up on horror movies, so like that is my genre. So I became very, very excited about this set. I really feel like they nailed it with a lot of the flavor that I've seen in there. So I'm going to be quiet now. Let's open some packs. Let's have some fun. I'm going to say from the get-go, like, I'm probably going to take my time opening this. As we tend to do our first time around. I am really interested on some of the card art styles and even taking a look at some of the subtleties, the subtle things that they have on there as far as like lurking evils and some of the different art styles. So we'll go a little longer in this one. Be warned. All right, cool box. Here we go. As we mentioned, this is previewing it. It's not available for public consumption yet. None of this is getting shipped out before the official shipping date or anything along those lines. So, all right, into pack number one. We do not appear to have pull tabs. Frowned upon. Frowned upon. Okay. Let's see what's going on here. So I'll go a little slower through the first batch of commons and uncommons. Then we'll kind of pick it up as we go along. Again, one of the things I really enjoyed as I've watched some of the preview cards is that the flavor has been, they've absolutely nailed it. They've captured a lot of the traditional like horror tropes, which I really enjoy. Friendly Teddy, grab the prize. So it looks like we're gonna have like 5 uncommons and 4 uncommons. Pretty standard as far as like a collector pack breakdown is concerned. Brood Spinner. Oh, there we go. So we do have a showcase in there. So it was 1 common, 2. So it's the paranormal frame. And I know I've heard some people like kind of skeptical of like the whole TV thing, but again, as somebody who I'm a Poltergeist fan. Like I watched that movie, so I watched a bunch of those movies, good, bad, or indifferent. I have seen most of them. Defiant Survivor. All right, I kind of like some of the survivors, although we'll probably have a conversation about the artwork on some of these at some point. All right, Cathartic Parting, sure. So that was 3, and this is our 4th common. Yep, so then we get to the land. Very cool. I think these are called the Manor Lands, because of course this whole set takes place inside one essentially giant haunted mansion, if you will. All right, so I don't think there's any commons or uncommons. I think we get straight to rares after that. Yeah, we do. Our first one is a rare. It is a room, and I think this is a really cool new... gosh, what am I looking for? Mechanic, as far as like similar to sagas or whatever, where you can play this as an enchantment for either side and play the other side, unlock the room, if you will, at a later point in time. Maybe, there was a Mythic. What is this? That's a commander. Okay, so we have a commander Mythic. I'll put the rooms kind of right there. If y'all want to zoom in and read them later on, that's cool. Maybe we'll do this. I'll always flip them on its side, so if you want to pause and read them, you can. Hopefully that's helpful for you guys out there who are trying to learn some of the cards in the set. So Rend Maw Creaking Nest is our first Mythic. It is a Commander Mythic. There's a set symbol for the Commanders. Menace, Menace, and Reach. Whenever it enters, because they just say enters now, no longer enters the battlefield, because they needed to save room for the other 1,000 words they're going to pack on these cards. Whenever you play a card with 2 or more card types, each player creates a tap 2/2 Blackbird creature with token, goaded for the rest of the game. Oh, interesting. Okay, all right. So there's the Commander slot. After that, we hit Demonic Council, a rare that I'm pretty high on. I think this card is going to be pretty good. It's at the very least, it's a Demonic Tutor, and then if you hit Delirium, then it's a Demonic Tutor. So, Demonic Council in that paranormal frame. Cool. So this is a lurking evil treatment. So you can see that it's on the glasses again, like a classic horror trope, right? Where right before somebody is slain by the monster in the movie, you get just a flash of the monster as it was reflecting off of the mirror or their sunglasses or something. Pretty cool. So I really like these lurking evils. I believe that they're in 4 of the 5 colors. I don't think white has one, which kind of makes sense, I guess, from a color standpoint. So this is the black one, the Doomsday Excruciator, which is triple. I'm serious, 6. I don't know, whatever 6 tuple it is. I don't know, for black pips. And then we conclude with a that is a showcase foil. It's not a fractured foil, but it is a showcase foil. Japanese showcase, I should say, foil. Enduring Tenacity as our first mythic of the box. I think these are fairly hard to come by. I'm gonna say the percentages are like single digits. I don't think again, the fractured foils and the double exposure textured foils are extremely rare. I think those are like single, like 1% or something like that. But these are pretty rare as well, as if I recall correctly. This last slot in the pack is definitely like the money slot, if you will. So that is an Enduring Tenacity Japanese foil showcase. Beautiful. So good first pack. I know that one took a little longer, but now I have a layout of the pack. We'll speed it up a little bit. Very cool. I promise you we won't take 6 minutes per pack. Actually, got a really good assortment in that first pack, right? Hit a commander card, which is in the commander slot, commander mythic. Hit a Japanese foil. One of the lurking evils, and then one of the paranormal frame rares. Pretty good, and a room. All right, so Cackling Slasher, Hardened Escort, Bear Trap, Jump Scare, yes, please. Impossible Inferno. Then we are into our uncommons, Vengeful Possession. Nope, so no paranormal frame, so those are definitely, they're included, but not necessarily a given per slot. Fear of Imposters. Osseous Stick Twister? Not sure how you pronounce that one. Be careful on that one. Sporogenic Infection. This brings us to our land. There's the green one. There's the forest. It's pretty neat. First rare is an Entity Tracker. 3 for 2, 3 flyer. Oh yeah. This is the Enchantress for blue. And blue's first Enchantress ever, where playing a room or an enchantment draws you a card. I'm gonna put the token over here. I guess, I don't know. Yeah, who cares about that? Deluge of Doom. Deluge of Doom. Deluge. All creatures get -X, where X is the number of card types among cards in your graveyard. All right. It's cheap though. It's 3. Unstoppable Slasher. I think this card is pretty good. 3 for 2, 3 Death Touch. Whenever Unstoppable Slasher deals combat damage to a player, they lose half their life, rounded up. Whenever Unstoppable Slasher dies, if it had no counters on it, return to the battlefield tapped under its owner's control with 2 stun counters on it. Hence the Unstoppable. Pretty sweet. And then we have our first of the double exposure. This is a non-foil. It's Nashi, Searcher in the Dark. Little rat ninja. And then a Fear of Missing Out as a foil in the paranormal frame. Fear of Missing Out. FOMO is a real card now. Sure, we'll put that right there. Okay. All right. Kind of neat. Not as fiery as that first pack. I feel like for the first pack we got all the things, and the second pack it was like, this is what probably a more normal pack looks like. All right. Frenetic Strength. 3 for flash. All right, enchant creature +2/+2 and trample. Well, not bad as a common enchantment. Really like the land cycle for commons. Dual lands that enter tap unless a player has 13 or less life, whether that's you or your opponent. Doesn't have the land types on it, but I think we'll live with it. Fear of the Dark. Are you afraid of the dark? Clockwork Percussionist. Yeah, of course, got to have the creepy drumming monkey. And then a second land, interesting, Murky Sewer. Into our uncommons, Unwanted Remake. Yes, Unwanted Remake. Yes, a very common feeling amongst horror movies sometimes. Baseball Bat. Oh, yeah. Gremlin Tamer. Norin, Swift Survivalist. And what I haven't been paying attention to is they have, like, Also, different variants on here where there could be sometimes a lurking evil on the card. Haven't been looking out for that. Yeah, I know they have variants there. I'm not going to worry about that right now. I'll probably, like, that's one of the kind of the coolest little Easter eggs on in this set. But again, yet another variant to think about. There's a mountain. A manor room. All right, first rare is omnivorous flytrap. Oh yeah, kind of a cool rare. Barbed Flare Gremlin as our commander card. Extended Art Commander. Where did I put my commander? Here. Grievous Wound in the Extended Art. Enchanted Player. This should have been a curse. It's an aura. And again, I don't know why you just don't call it a curse at that point. Feels like it could have then been helpful for some commander decks out there. But enchanted player can't gain life. And then whenever enchanted player is dealt damage, they lose half their life rounded up. That's pretty good. Pretty good. Pretty good. All right. And I think we're at our last slot already. We are. Wait. One more. Oh, cool. The part of the new land cycle. I don't know how I feel about these. I really am undecided on how I feel about these. On one hand, it seems really good. On the other hand, it seems like if you just get stuck with two of these in your hand and you don't have like a forest, then you're still stuck on one color. I don't know. They're gonna see play, I would imagine, but I haven't quite decided on. And if it, again, it lacks the basic land type, so it's not like it's fetchable or anything. I imagine they're going to see play, and this is a really cool borderless artwork, by the way. But I haven't decided how I feel about them as a playable. And then we have that appears to be it's a lurking evil silent hall creeper. I actually saw this card as a preview, and I was like, this card is really strong. So 2 for a 1/1, can't be blocked. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, choose one that hasn't been chosen. So you can only choose each one once, but still, put 2+1+ encounters on it, at which point it's now a 3/3 unblockable, or draw a card, or it becomes a copy of another target creature you control, which is pretty good, because if you're doing that now on like turn 4 or turn 5, that's pretty solid. And it's got the cool glasses, right? So you can see the lurking evil there. So extended art foil, silent hall creeper. Pretty neat. I think those are really cool, at least art styles. I think some of them are going to see play. Haven't figured out which ones yet, but pretty neat stuff. All right. Really cool set. Again, I was kind of out on this set at the inception when they kind of talked about him last year, and now, I mean, once I saw the previews for it and I saw like it was modern horror, I was like, yes, please. All right, shepherding spirits, stalked researcher, found footage. Always classic horror movie trope. Vicious clown. Beastie beatdown as an uncommon. For our first uncommon room, we have bottomless pool and locker room. I really like the rooms, and I'm glad that they gave us a bunch. I think there's like something like 30 between the uncommons, the uncommons, rares, and mythics. Attack in the box. Drag to the roots. And now we are to our land. There's so we've gotten basically one of each. I don't think we've seen the plains yet because we're only on pack 4. But there is the island. First rare is a ley line of hope. If you would gain life, gain that much +1. And then as long as you have at least 7 more life than your starting life total, creatures you control get +2/+2. That's kind of neat. Unsure on the play aspect, but I mean, there's a lot of ley lines now. Fear of Sleep Paralysis as the commander card. Actually, a pretty good card as well. I'll let you pause and read. I have actually seen that one before. Hey, Mythic. Overlord of the Boiler Bilges. That's a mouthful right there. But this is our second of the Overlords already. So we had hit the snake. Oh, no, that's just a snake glimmer. That's Enduring Tenacity. That's right. This one is the actual horror, right? So the Avatar horror. So a whole cycle of mythics with these. This is the red one. Impending means that you can play this for the impending cost, and it comes down as an enchantment, and then you remove an impending counter as a time counter, I think at your end step, and then when the last one is removed, now it becomes a creature. So it has an ETB of deals 4 damage to any target, which I think is notable, and then after that it becomes a 5/5, and kind of playing it for discounted. Not bad. Probably not my favorite of the avatars, but I think they're all relatively pretty good. And that looks to extended art. Kona Rescue Beastie. This card seems quite good. That is, I think, showcase 4/4/4/3 survival. At the beginning of your second main phase, that's they just call it now, I guess. If Kona Rescue Beastie is tapped, you may put a permanent card from your hand onto the battlefield. So if you can use this to convoke, if you're using it to convoke or crew something, and it comes in and it's tapped by your second main phase, you don't even necessarily have to attack with it. Then you just get to put a permanent from your hand onto the battlefield. Pretty strong. And then we conclude with a Toby Beastie Befriender. In that, I think that's a borderless. I can't remember the style on this one. I think it's borderless. Kind of a neat card. Feels like very like Monsters Inc. like. All right. Turn that sideways there. Good. So we are at 2 mythics. We have 2 of the lurking evil or mirror horror mirrors, I think that's what they're called. Treatments, and then a couple of the paranormals and whatnot. All right, so spine. We'll start moving through these a little bit more quickly now. Hand that feeds. Don't make a sound. Fear of surveillance. Erratic apparition. Pyroclasm is back. Welcome back, Pyroclasm. I do have a feeling this card will be seeing play in Standard. Great reprint. Patch Plaything. Cursed Windbreaker. So at this point, we've only hit one of the paranormal frames in the uncommon slots. But we did hit one in the first pack. Razorkin Horde Caller. Now to our land. So now we have one of the planes. So now we've seen one of each of these. That Manor Room treatment. All right, rare mythic. It is a rare. It is the Jolly Balloon Man. This card is also uber creepy with the artwork. And he does some things. I'll let you pause and read it. I've seen this card during preview season, and it is very intriguing. I know instantly people are going to want to build 99 red balloons. There you go, the Jolly Balloon Man. Giggling Skitter Spike as the commander card, also just absolutely creepy as all heck. All right, chainsaw. Yeah, bring on the chainsaw. So Magic has chainsaws now. So now that we have a chainsaw, can we redo Ash from the Evil Dead so that he is a legendary creature that we can use as our commander, and so that we can equip him with a chainsaw? Please and thank you. All right, chainsaw's a sweet rare. I'm unclear on if it's going to see play or not, but I like the card. There's that paranormal frame as well. Mythic. Oh, we have looks like a borderless room. This is Mirror Room and Fractured Realm. There you go. There's a borderless Mythic room. I don't know the level of impact, play impact these rooms are going to have. I am very curious about them. So we'll have to see where that goes. But they are at the very least a really neat invention. And we conclude with a Valgavoth's Lair. That is a paranormal frame, enchantment land, hexproof. When it enters, it has to enter tapped, and as it enters, choose a color, and then you can choose 1 mana of that color. It's a shame that it enters tapped, but I understand why they did it. Primo the Indivisible. I haven't been looking at any of those back sets. All right, last pack of the first half of the box. Some of the rooms I think are really, really sweet. If I am calling out cards that I am looking for specifically, so I just mentioned when we got Valgavoth's Lair, I would like to pull me a Valgavoth. That is a card that is high on my list of things that I want to see. I really like the Enduring Cycle. And then Meathook Massacre #2, come on down whenever you feel like. I am more than happy to want to pull one of those, or 2 of those, or many of those. All right, here we go. Balemerk Leech, Clammy Prowler, Boiler Bilge's Ripper. Man, that's going to be such a tongue twister to say. Acrobatic Cheerleader. Another, again, I think classic modern horror movie trope. Great. Cryptid Inspector. Commune with Evil as the first uncommon there. Exercise. Not like calisthenics. Oblivious Bookworm. Yep, that kind of checks out. Live or Die. Actually, I kind of think this card's pretty cool. So it is a classic reanimator card, but has some versatility to it, and more importantly, even though it's 5 mana, is it done at instant speed. So 5 mana instant uncommon, choose 1. Return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield, or destroy target creature. So the ability to remove or reanimate, I think, is at instant speed is pretty sweet. I think this card, I don't know if it's going to see play or not, but I imagine we'll see at least some. All right, first rare mythic. It is a rare. It is the Swarm Weaver. Create 2 1/1 black-green insect creature tokens with flying. So brings in 3 bodies and 4 power. And then as long as there are 4 more card types in your graveyard, insects and spiders you control have +1/+1 and death touch. All right. Yeah. Man, creatures are so efficient now. So efficient. All right, Suspended Sentence as the commander card. Pretty cool. Into Peer Past the Veil. Just oh, that's right. It's like yeah, interesting. This is in Gruul. A Gruul discard draw spell. Really interesting. There's that paranormal frame. Another Leyline of Hope. So we hadn't seen too much duplication to this point, but there's I think kind of one of our first ones. Leyline of Hope. And then conclude with a borderless foil room back here. This is a rare. This is Roaring Furnace and Steaming Sauna. I actually think this one is kind of good. Unsure what deck this fits in, but the red side is when you unlock this door, the room deals damage equal to the number of cards in your hand to target creature and opponent controls. It's a 2-mana removal spell, pretty good. And then the blue side, if you unlock it later, or you can unlock it first, doesn't matter. You have no maximum hand size, and at the beginning of your end step, draw a card. So I like the fact that even though it's 5 mana, you get to instantly draw a card, like you're going to get value out of it that turn. That's pretty sweet, and that borderless foil looks really good. All right, we're in the second half of the box. We have seen 4 mythics so far. I don't even know what these piles are, but they seem like cards that I'm interested in, so I put them up top. Fear of Lost Teeth, Possessed Goat. A common room. Okay, so we do have common rooms. Yeah. Ticket Booth, Tunnel of Hate. Glimmer Light, we have a flashlight. Weary Watchdog, Threats Around Every Corner. That is our first uncommon. Unwilling Vessel, yep. Sheltered by the Ghosts. Good ghosts. You know, I'm just going to put this in the pile. There we go. If we see another one, we see another one. That one I have to keep filling the pile. Sawblade, Skin Ripper. And then there's another forest. All right, here we go. First rare mythic. It is a rare. It is Leyline of Mutation. I don't know about this one. I know some people are like really talking this one up, and I don't know how I feel about it. So obviously, like other Leylines, if it's in your opening hand, you begin with it and play on the battlefield, and you may pay Warburg rather than the mana cost for any spells that you control. Otherwise, you pay 4 for the Leyline. Yeah, I don't know. I'll discuss. Is this good? Is it bad? I can't tell yet, but some people are really interested in it, and some people seem really out on it. All right, Convert to Slime as the commander card. There's the extender commander card. There's a second, there's a little more duplication. There's Omnivorous Flytrap again. That time in the paranormal frame. Enduring Vitality. So I really like the Enduring cycle. I think these are all really good. This one is 3 for a 3/3 Vigilance. Creatures you control have tap to add mana of any color, and then when it dies, if it was a creature, return it to the battlefield under its owner's control as an enchantment. The fact that like they have second life, and honestly the enchantment might even be arguably harder to remove than the creature. So it's an efficient creature that does something and then has an afterlife as an enchantment. Pretty good. Unidentified Hovership. 3 for 2/2. Interest. Oh yeah. Yeah, alright. Pretty good card. Pretty good artifact vehicle. That was the end of that pack. Sure. That was less eventful. So it does feel like again, we'll see what the rest of these remaining 5 packs have. It does feel like we're Mythic Light, right? Four Mythics, one of them being Commander. Rampaging Soul Rager. Another Room. Derelict Addict and Widow's Walk. Creeping Peeper. Terramorphic Expanse. Gotta have a little Terramorphic Expanse in this one, in this set, right? Mutating Rooms. All right, Ripchain Razorkin. Arabella Abandoned Doll. This is a really good uncommon. I didn't actually realize, I'd seen the card before, I didn't actually realize this is an uncommon. I'll let you pause and read it if you want, and you can decide what decks you think this might go into. Arabella. Seems good. Stay Hidden, Stay Silent. Fear of Falling. Piggy Bank. Also another really strong uncommon. 2 for a 3/2, and then when it dies, create a treasure token. Like, that is just efficient. All right, Mountain. All right, rare mythic. It is a mythic. It is. We have, the Roller Crusher Ride. Pretty cool enchantment. Legendary enchantment, 3+X. If a source you control would deal non-combat damage to a permanent or player while there are 4 more... we know what Delirium is at this point, right? It deals double to that damage instead. When it enters, deal X damage to each of up to X target creatures. Pretty good. Wish it was like 2 mana, but maybe that's just too close to like doing Meat Hook-like things. But still, I think this is a decent mythic. Intrigued at the very least. It is an enchantment, so it stays around afterwards. So it still does its thing. Demolisher Spawn as the commander card. Trample Haste 7/7 for 7 with some Delirium shenanigans. Valgavoth's Onslaught. Manifest Dread X times, then put X +1/+1 counters on each of those creatures. This is an intriguing card. We'll see where it goes, but yeah, pretty cool. Silent Hall Creeper, so we have another one of these, this time in the non-foil, but another of that, the mirror horrors. And then conclude with a Victor Valvagoth's Sentinel? 3 for 3/3. Okay. I think doing things like, do this 3 times in a turn to get full value is a little rough, but we've also seen things like Omnath, be completely capable of doing 3 things in a turn. So, who knows? All right, that was a double exposure foil, by the way. That was actually the first of the double exposure foils that we've seen. So maybe I guess that's pertinent as far as the pack opening, the collector box opening experience is concerned. That was our first of the double exposure foils. Okay, Strangled Cemetery, Innocuous Rat, Abandoned Campground, Raucous Carnival. That's 3 common lands in that slot, followed by a Grand Entryway and Elegant Rotunda. Cynical Loner, also another classic trope. Midnight Mayhem, Fear of Being Hunted, Let's Play a Game. Yep, some of us know that line. Into Our Lands. All right, rare mythic. It is a mythic. It is another Mirror Room and Fractured Realm. So this time we had a borderless, and this time this is a pack foil Mirror Room. So 2 of the same room feels not great, but I guess it's not like we haven't seen duplication come out of these before. Next, Amanatu Veil Piercer. Yeah, this card is weird. So this is another commander mythic. I'll let you pause and read it if you want to, but I think Amanatu is a very interesting card as a commander. Hey, Tyvar. So there's the mythics. Boy, 3 in this pack alone. We have unleashed the mythic train. Tyvar the Pummeler. 3 for a 3/3. Tap another untapped creature you control. Tyvar gains indestructible until end of turn. Tap it, sure. And then creatures you control get +X/+X, where X is the greatest power among creatures you control. Quite interesting. Quite interesting. And then a Marvin Murderous Mimic. That's creepy. Artifact creature toy. Very combo abusable, I think. And then conclude with it. Let's go. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. Man. I was like, please, give me one of the mythics I was really looking for. That is a Meat Hook Massacre 2 in the foil paranormal frame. Sometimes the sequels are not as good as the original, and that's often the case. And I don't know how to feel. I don't think this is as good as Meat Hook Massacre 1, but it might be. I think it's at the very least like a Commander All-Star as far as black is concerned. So 4 black pips, and double X. Enters, each player sacrifices X creatures. So, I mean, that's a tall task. It's 6 mana for each player to sacrifice 1 creature. But as with the original Meat Hook Massacre, this just stays around as a legendary enchantment. Whenever a creature you control dies, you may pay 3 life. If you do, return that card to the battlefield with a finality counter on it. And then whenever a creature an opponent controlled dies, they may pay 3 life. And if they don't, return that card under your control with a finality counter on it. Double the Meat Hook Massacre 2 in the paranormal frame foil showcase. That is awesome. Super, super pumped about that. Let's go. That and Valgavoth were the 2 hits on my list for this set. There are more, but like those are the I really want those cards for me. So hitting one of those feels really good. And by the way, that was like a 4 mythic pack, right? Because we had pack foil, Commander, Tyvar, and Meat Hook. 4 out of 5 of those back slots. All right, and all of a sudden, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're up to 9 mythics with 3 packs to go, counting the one in my hand. Piranha Fly. I could say that normal. Trapped in the Screen. Another classic. Underwater Tunnel. Slimy Aquarium. I like that they made so many rooms. That feels good. Like there's actual room support. I don't know if it's going to be a deck or not, but Seized from Slumber. All right. Trial of Agony. Ethereal Armor. Ethereal Armor. Fear of Isolation. House Cartographer. And our Planes. First rare is a room. It is Central Elevator and Promising Stairs. Yeah. Into our commander card, which is Ancient Cellar Spawn. Creeper. Leyline of Transformation as an extended art. Haven't really had too many extended arts. Into, Borderless Screaming Nemesis. There feels like another hit that seems pretty strong as a mythic. 3 for a 3/3 red haste. Whenever a nemesis is dealt damage, it deals that much damage to any other target. If a player is dealt damage this way, they can't gain life for the rest of the game. So good. Rest of the game. And hey, how about a Abhorrent Oculus in what looks to be a borderless foil? 3 for 5/5. As an additional cost to cast a spell, exile 6 cards from your graveyard. Oh, it's a 3 for 5/5 flyer, and at the beginning of each opponent's upkeep, manifest red. Each opponent's upkeep is manifest dread. Wow. I think the casting cost of exiling 6 cards is like you have to be building around that. But it's pretty easy, I think, to self-mill 6 cards at this point. I don't think you're going to play it on curve on turn 3 most of the time. But still, manifesting dread on each of your opponent's turns is ridiculous. All right, Appendaged Amalgam. Twist Reality. Cautious Survivor. Survivor arts are weird. They don't feel like they're like war torn or battle torn or like, I don't know, like run down or worn down from this living in this crazy manner or trying to escape it. Resurrected Cultist. Anthropede. Insidious Fungus. Had me at Insidious. Fear of Failed Tests. Altanic, the Thrice Called. Beetle, what? Optimistic Scavenger. Into our land. Mountain. Enduring Tenacity. Pretty good. 4 for 4/3. Whenever you gain life, target opponent loses that much life. Just a good, efficient creature. And of course, just like the other Endurings, if it dies, it just becomes an enchantment. So as long as it gets the death trigger, it's going to become an enchantment. Exile would get rid of it, but I think these are really good. We saw one of those earlier with the Japanese Japanese showcase version. Zimone's Hypothesis. Into Valgavoth's Veer, this time as a non-foil. Into Zimone All Questioning, she's winning with the power of math, apparently, in the double exposure treatment. And conclude with Enduring Curiosity. Extended Art Foil, 4 for 4/3 flash. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. So it doesn't even have to be this one. So if a creature goes unblocked, you want to flash this in and draw a card, go at it. And then just like the other Endurings, when it dies, if it was a creature, return to the battlefield under its owner's control as an enchantment. So strong. So even if it dies, like if they remove it in response, they have to remove the attacking creature, because if they remove that and it's just regular death, it just becomes the enchantment before combat damage resolves. It's pretty good. Flash really gives that card legs, in my opinion. All right, last pack. Really interesting first box here. I know it's a long one, so I apologize, but thanks for sticking with me. Flesh Burrower. Manifest Dread. Literally the card, what it does. Glimmer Burst. Living Phone. Yup. How can you get killed by a mobile phone? Most Valuable Slayer. Fear of Abduction. Intruding Soul Rager. Glimmer Seeker. Scrabbling Skullcrab. So close to being 12 crab. So close. And then a Force. All right, here we go. Last run. Rare Mythic. It is a rare. It is another Valgavoth Slayer. So we did have a bunch of duplication. We had 3 of these. Couple other duplicates. Shriekwood Devourer. This card's pretty good. This card seems kind of messed up, in fact. Another Enduring Curiosity. We will take it. I think the Endurings are pretty good. Oh, so we only had a couple lands in this box for whatever it's worth. That's really interesting. This, I think, is only the second one. There's the green-red one, the Gruul land. And then we conclude with a Comeback Wrong in the Paranormal Foil Showcase. This card is crazy looking, creepy looking. Destroy target creature. If creature is put in a graveyard this way, you turn it to the battlefield under your control and then sacrifice at the beginning of the next turn. Pretty cool way to get some value out of your opponent's creature as well. And it's a removal spell to boot. There we go. I know this was a long one. Thanks for sticking with me. Man, I'm pretty excited about Duskmourn. This is some really fun stuff, from really interesting breakdown of stuff. Was really concerned about the Mythics. I was like, man, are we going to be Mythic Light? And what do you know? We a couple of packs hit 4 Mythics and then 2 or 3 Mythics, and all of a sudden we found ourselves in double digits. So there you go. That's going to do it for me today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did, do me a favor. Let me know in the comments if you're excited about this set, what you guys are thinking about it, you guys happy with it, and also if you're not subscribed already, hit the subscribe button for me, hit the like button for me, and by all means, drop me some comments. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much, everybody, and be well.